Hey guys, it's Ruth. So we're going to come back today and talk about a little bit of things that we're going to start doing for the winter, because we're going to start losing the sun soon. If you're going to be doing infused oils or things like that, now would be a good time to replenish your stock. We're going to talk about some of the oils that I'm going to use over the fall to make not only just body oils, but body creams that we'll get into later. But also, once again, we're going to answer a few questions about the onion skin hair rinse. And before we get started, the big picture today, I think that's the name. Thank you for your suggestion, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So cameraman, pan down. As far as the oils that I am wanting to use a lot of this fall is Calendula. I've already started this one. Let me show you the dried herb first. This is Calendula, nice and yellow, very good for wounds, very good for hair. Doesn't too much have a smell, kind of smells like tea. So in the jar we have a full jar of the Calendula herb itself and sunflower oil. And what I normally do is, once I have filled it, some people do the heat, but I sit mine outside on my deck and just let the sun do the work for me. And every so often I'll come by, maybe a day or so, and give them a good shake. But make sure you don't sit them out there in the rain. You don't want any possibility of any water or moisture getting into it. But one of the questions that I had a lot of, okay, this one is lavender. First, let me show you this label. Lavender, September 2012. Because I keep replenishing the jar, it already has a little bit of lavender in there because I've drained quite a bit of it out. But I want to make quite a few things with lavender soon, so I'm going to have to start infusing the oil. Very quick, very simple, very easy to do. Your lavender buds. Oh man, that smells so good. Your lavender flowers, I should say. Man, that smells good enough to eat. You actually can cook with lavender too. You fill it up however much you want. I usually do it about 3/4 of the dried herb, whatever you want. This is sunflower oil. We're going to stay down on the table, darling. Sunflower oil. And let me first pop the top on it. And we're just going to pretty much fill it up with the oil itself. Fill it all the way to the top. Let me take the strainer out there. There we go. Ooh, spilled a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to dry the jar off in a minute anyway, and we'll rub this on us because we don't want to lose anything. Sunflower oil, you can just use that plain itself, but since I love the smell of lavender, we're going to infuse it with lavender. Once you get your oil and your buds or flowers or sticks or twigs or whatever you're infusing, kind of give it a stir with a knife or what have you to get the bubbles out, because you want to keep as much air out of it as you can to make sure you don't have any chance of spoilage. I always leave the tops off just for a second or two, just for any bubbles. We're also going to do the same thing for peppermint. I already have the jar kind of filled with peppermint leaves. I already had just a little bit left over. And I'm at the end of my peppermint stock. That's another thing. If you're wanting to get rid of, or use up, I should say, some of your stock that you've had for the year, one good thing would be to make it into infused oils. So we'll go back down. It's the same process. We already have the herbs in there. We're going to fill it up with sunflower oil and make sure we fill it all the way to the top. I have another one right over here. And while we're on oils, let me get this open. This one is in a glass jar, which is what I prefer anyway. This is a brand that I got at Big Lots. If you're familiar with that brand, Big Lots or Odd Lots. They're not paying me. If they want to pay me, I'll take the money. But they had this for $5, so I bought like 10 bottles of it. Because for me, I thought that was a pretty good deal. $5 for 34 ounces. And my hands are oily, of course. And let me get the top off. There we go. We're getting there. We're going to fill that up the rest of the way, because as you can see, the herbs absorb quite a bit of the oil. So you want to make sure you fill it almost to the very top with whatever oil. You don't have to use just sunflower. That's what I prefer. Can you see the bubbles there on the side? You have to kind of get the bubbles out to make sure you're not having air and things like that in your mix. And we'll give that a tap on the counter too. And once most of the air bubbles are out, I will come back to that and I'll put the cap on that. Since the calendula is already done, that's the same process. for any infused oil that you're going to do. You can make a little or you can make a lot of it. And we're going to sit these out on the deck in the sunshine and let the sun do the work for us. Oh, we dropped that, but that's okay. Now we're done with the oil part. The name of the video is going to be Onions and Oils. I had quite a few people ask questions about how do you infuse your oils, how long. First of all, let me tell you that I usually do it sometimes for a month. If I need it, I'll drain some out and put the herb back in and put more oil. Sometimes I do it for 3 months. It depends on the strength that you want as far as infusing. You could do this with the water bath, not the water bath, but the heat. You can put it on a low heat, like with a crock pot, and infuse it that way. But I prefer to do it with the sunshine. I think it works out better. That's just my preference. But, you know, do it the way that you like. The second part we're going to talk about, and I'm going to move those over a bit. And let me get a paper towel here. We're going to talk about onions. Actually, the onion skin hair rinse. The big picture today, that's the name of the person's channel, asked a question about could they put nettle leaf in their onion rinse. They were not making the tonic, but they wanted to do the rinse. So onion skins, which we have saved, they're nice and dry and in a glass jar. I love these jars. I buy them for everything. We put our onion skins, and let me open them up so you can actually see that we have a jar full of them. Put however many that you're going to use, because I'm just making a rinse for the week. And the big picture said that they were going to do nettle. Well, use some things that you are needing for your hair. If you need stimulants, like you can use rosemary, you can use sage, you can use peppermint, things like that. If you need things for healing, whatever you're wanting to do with your rinse, put what you like. Because I am wanting the antibacterial, anti-inflammatory of the onions, I'm going to use that. I'm also going to use sage because sage is excellent for stimulating the hair and also for hair growth. So we already have some water boiling on the stove, and it's hot as the dickens in here. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of organic sage. Oh, that smells like Thanksgiving. And we're going to get some boiling water. Let me turn this off. We have our little boiling cup here. This is boiling purified water. I don't know the measurements. We're just going to put that much, and we'll put the top on it. And I will leave this for maybe 30 minutes to an hour just to let it steep. And I always put it with a glass plate with a glass top. Or you could do it any other kind of way. You could put it in a pot, actually. That way any of the essential oils will hopefully steep back into it. But a lot of people ask me, how often do I use it? Usually 1 to 2 times a week. This is not the onion rinse because I don't have any. That's why I'm making it today. Let me grab my bottle. And I'm back. Once I'm done and it's cooled a bit, I'll put it in a bottle. Always recycle. Save your little bottles for other things, and I'll put the rinse in there and keep it in the refrigerator to keep it fresh. But this is just aloe water. Usually before I'm going to wash my hair, I spritz it. You can use this on relaxed hair. You can use it on hair, natural hair. You can use it on locks. You can use it on braids. I get the scalp really well. And then I either do my mud wash or the yogurt wash or whatever. And then after I'm done, I will spritz it again and rinse it. And then at the end, I will spritz it one more time. And that's it for the week. And I'll do my twist or whatever I'm going to do. But during the week, if I especially have an itchy spot or something's bothered me, I will give it a good spritz and massage it in and go on about my day. I did also have several people ask about the tonic. Could they use something besides the vodka? If you wanted to use the vinegar, you could, but I don't know how much longer it will last. As far as with the vodka, because it's a plain clear liquor, it usually gives you at least 6 to 9 months of keeping it preserved outside the refrigerator. I keep it in the refrigerator anyway, so I don't really know. As far as the rinse, I will keep it in the glass bottle in the refrigerator. Take some out for the day if I'm going to spritz, or just whatever you decide you want to do. But that's just a quick, different way. If you do not want to do the tonic and you just want to do the rinse, do your onion skins and your sage, or your onion and your rosemary, or your onion and your peppermint, or your onion and your bladderwrack, or your onion and your hibiscus, whichever way you decide you want to do it. Quick, easy. And another lady, if I can remember your name, I will put it in the video, said that she gets her onion skins off the table at Whole Foods. So Whole Foods, watch out, because we're going to get your onion skins. I'm tongue-tied today because I'm tired. I've been out all day. But thank you guys, and I'll talk to you later. And subscribers, you guys rock. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.